these are the competitors. You can see Germany, Ukraine, Great Britain and Netherlands, Switzerland and Italy. Great Britain and the Netherlands had one race each, winning their heats, coming directly to this final. Let's have a look. We're going to see the crews as they're in the town of Bled, city of Bled, on the stake boats.
There's the Germans closest to us, Tabea Schedenkel, the former Husky from University of Washington, now rowing for Hansa Dortmund. She's on the left of your picture, going down the boat. Frauke Hundeling, Pia Greiten, Sarah Vivnitz, the 22-year-old, the youngest in the boat, in the bow seat. The Ukrainian team in lane 2, Daria Verkogliad, the 2 Olympic champions from 2012, Natalia Dovgodo, Anastasia Kozenkova, Katerina Dudchenko up in the stroke seat. There is the British boat, Lucy Glover in the stroke seat, Georgie Brayshaw in 3, Hannah Scott in 2, and Lauren Henry, the trials winner, up in the bow seat. And well, we haven't given you a countdown of the others as they move away. So the Netherlands in the bow seat, that's on the right of your picture. Martine Veldhuis, Laser Scheinard come into the boat to strengthen it. Ilse Kolkman, Tessa Dulmans, the Swiss in lane 5. Salome Ulrich, Fabienne Schweitzer, Pascal Walker and Lisa Lorcher. There are the Dutch we're riding with. Tessa Dulmans closest to us. But of course the Italians in lane 6, we need to mention Valentina Isepi, Veronica Lissi, Lara Mariano and Stefania Gorbi.
And what you can see here is that the Netherlands have got that lead, and actually they're just over slightly towards one side of the lane. It was fascinating to be on the land looking at the crews from behind and just seeing whether they got straight down the centre of the lane. But what we noticed really was that not many crews do go straight down the middle of the lane.
Really interesting, isn't it? And you don't see it from this side on shot exactly, the kind of side of the lane that the crews might go over to. Netherlands in first place, the Ukrainians won in Zagreb but didn't really have a race against the Swiss crew that were just doubled up a couple of races before, so they won by a long way. The Dutch, as we've said before, they've come off their 3-week mountain training camp. They've strengthened this quad from the crew that took a second place, just 2 women from that second place crew, Tessa Dulmans and Ilse Kolkman. Laser Scheinard come in, and Martine Veldhuis, the lightweight, she's up in the bow seat there. You can see her on the right of that Dutch crew. Britain coming back into it. Ukraine not out of the picture yet, but Netherlands still lead.
Well, the Ukrainian crew actually very strongly pushing on. They're in second position. The Netherlands here, they've got a lovely rhythm to it, the way they scull, and they just seem to relax, and we're used to seeing that calmness on the way forwards, real togetherness in the boat coming towards them. Stern not really dipping much on the catch either, and as you say, they've made crew changes, but I think the Ukrainian crew on the left there have actually pushed the bow in front.
I thought Ukraine sculled beautifully in Zagreb, and they have got pace and experience. Obviously those 2 women in the middle, they've got a great coach, Olyena Chuprina, wife of Nikolai Chuprina, who coaches these Ukrainian women. Trained during the winter in Kyiv and come out, been training in Banyoles, then went to Zagreb and then come here. They will later on head to Bulgaria to prepare for the World Championships, but it is neck and neck between the Netherlands in the centre lane, Britain still to get into the gold or silver medal position.
I think the British are right in this. All the crews are at 36 strokes a minute right across the field, so it's now just about efficiency and how hard they're working. Ukrainian crew over there look like they're working the best, the most efficiently. They've now got their bow, well, about half a length in front. Britain just sitting there. I wonder what's going to happen. Big third 500, I think, amongst those top 3. And the others, no one's really out of it either.
There's the Ukrainians' beautiful profile of the stroke, really flat drive, nothing sort of complicated.
I feel like they give it a big push in the middle. Like, it actually looks like they give it a little bit more effort, almost a little bit more oomph. The Dutch tend to me to look very just relaxed and loose and sort of long with the force applied throughout the stroke. To me, the Ukrainians look like they just give it a bit more in the middle.
Well, they certainly have been doing that in the middle of the stroke in that second quarter to lead the race. As you say, Britain in the centre of that trio.
Yeah, they're all still pretty much stroke for stroke. It's 36 strokes a minute, or it's 37 strokes a minute. Really interesting situation early in the season. Again, changes in the combination within that British quad, as you said, Martin. 2 changes from last year where they became European champions. What will they be able to do here, this tough third 500? And I think still very hard to call.
Well, it is, and if you're watching this World Rowing production at home, 2 women from the British quad, Lola Anderson and Jess Layden. We hope your recovery from injury is going well. I have to say, this would be a fantastic performance if the Ukrainians manage to hang on in front. The Netherlands, with that extra oxygen they've benefited from in that altitude training camp, you would think that might see them through in the final stages of the race.
Well, difficult to say with altitude training when you actually get the benefits from altitude training, because obviously your body has to work hard when you're at altitude, but then you need some recovery to actually get the benefits from that. So it's a long-term strategy, really, rather than hoping it's going to be working here at the European Championships. But let's see, we're coming into this last 500 now. Crews are up to 37, 38 strokes a minute. Ukrainians have responded nicely to the pressure coming at them from their left.
Katerina Dudchenko in the stroke seat. We saw a shot of the 26-year-old there just hurting, but it doesn't look to be have made any difference to what her blades are doing through the stroke. And if anything, Ukraine are pulling out on the Netherlands, and it looks like the Netherlands are going to have to do something quite special. Well, that was a move. You saw that from the Netherlands. Tessa Dulmans, Ilse Kooltman backed up, and of course, with the experience of Lisa Sheenaard, the single sculler in the 2-seat, the Netherlands got everything that they need to come back on the Ukrainians.
Well, I can tell you, there's a very close race going on with 4th, 5th and 6th. They're virtually in a line, but this is where we're looking at the front of the field. The Ukrainians are doing so well hanging on to that lead. The Netherlands made that move that you said, Martin. They brought the stroke rate up a little bit, but it's still nothing spectacular. They're still moving smoothly, but will smooth be enough to get them in front by the finish line? Somehow, I just don't quite think so.
There's our drone shot. Ukraine on the left of your picture, Netherlands on the right. Ukraine will take the gold medal, it looks like, barring accidents in the European Championships. They come up to the line, the 4 Ukrainian women, Verkhovlia, Dovgodko, Kozenkova, Dudchenko. They are European champions. Netherlands take the silver medal. Great Britain take the bronze. And it is, I think that is Italy just ahead of Germany. Switzerland in 6th place. Magical win for the Ukrainian team there. They really rode well in that second quarter, and look what it means to those women. Putting up with what they have had to put up with, training in the winter in Kiev, means so much to them. They won World Cup 1 in Kiev, but really not against much opposition, it has to be said.
No, that was back in Zagreb where they won.
Yeah,
but
sorry.
Like you said, what they've put themselves through, training in Kiev, training outside of their home country, to be here and competing and winning at this level is a step on from what was at that first World Cup, ahead of the Netherlands and ahead of Great Britain, both of whom sculled very well, but none of whom could really come back in that last 500 when they needed it.
No, and the British blades, it looks like a bit of a new look British spoons there.
Yeah, it is, and just a shout out to what a close race this was, with Italy just getting ahead of Germany and Switzerland in that race for the 4th, 5th. They were in a real race going on the whole way down the track, but obviously we focused in at the front of the field. Probably a good result really for this German crew to be up and in the mix like that.
Yeah. Sorry, we're not quite getting time for the call-overs at the start of this race. I think that's probably a function of the medal ceremonies lasting a little bit long. And
well, and we had that delay at the beginning, didn't we? So we were on a little bit of a catch-up programme. But Martin, like you said, emotional win really with the Ukrainian crew coming through there. We saw those pictures of how they trained through the winter, which was quite incredible, really.
Yeah, we had that picture of them doing ergometers in the pitch black, just, you know, the only light in the screen was that what was on the ergometer. This is a crew of veterans. So the bowwoman Darina Verkhovlia, 31 years of age. Natalia Dovgodko and her partner Anastasia Kozenkova, Olympic champions from 2012, when the Ukrainian crew had a magical row to win that gold medal. And the youngster in the crew, Katerina Duchenko, 26 years of age. This Ukrainian crew have been training for 3 months in Banyalis before